NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you for joining us for your midday news. I'm Olivia Sandusky here alongside meteorologist Jerry Steffen on this Tuesday. I'm noticing some clouds behind us.
Yeah, mountain clouds, mostly perimeter mountain clouds. They'll be a little thicker tomorrow, setting up a chance of rain as we move into Thursday. And I have a lot to share with you. I'll try to squeeze it all in the weather forecast coming up a little later in this half hour, including timing, how much we're going to get, and how long it will last.
All right. All of that still ahead in your full forecast, so stay with us and more. There's your tease. Thanks, Jerry. Let's go ahead and turn to the top story this morning, though. Cabazon residents Jake and Rebecca Haro, the parents of missing infant Emmanuel Haro, were in court this morning, continuing the legal proceedings on charges they killed Emmanuel and then filed a false police report. Brett Rosen is live outside of the Riverside Hall of Justice. He was in the courtroom and has the latest details for us. Brett?
Olivia, here outside the Hall of Justice in Riverside, just moments ago, both Jake and Rebecca Haro were seen again in court. It's been almost 2 weeks since the parents pled not guilty to the murder charge of their son Emmanuel. Today was a felony settlement conference. The purpose of today is for the attorneys to exchange information about the case to understand the evidence and build their respective positions. Today, Jake Haro's attorney had requested a pushback date for the felony settlement conference, and even though the attorney for Rebecca Haro objected it, the judge granted a new date for October 16th, and now the new preliminary trial date will be on October 28th. The purpose of the preliminaries is to have the judge determine if there's enough evidence or probable cause to believe a crime was committed. It was a little over a month ago, Rebecca Haro reported that she was struck outside a Big Five in Yucaipa, and when she came to, she saw that her son was missing. Soon after, law enforcement say there was inconsistencies with her accounts. After that, both parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were uncooperative, and on August 22nd, both were arrested at their home in Cabazon. Now, again, I spoke to the DA's office, the district attorney's office this morning, just to see if they had any new updates on the case, if they found Emmanuel Haro's remains. They weren't able to give me new updates on this case. Emmanuel's body has not been found, even though it was just a couple weeks ago that the district attorney's office held a press conference saying that they had an inclination on where his remains might be. However, he has still not been found. Again, the new felony settlement conference date will be October 16th, and the new preliminaries will be on October 28th. We will keep you updated here on NBC Palm Springs, as well as our website and social medias. Live here in Riverside, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. We'll have continuing coverage on the courtroom case this morning at 5 and 6 o'clock here on NBC Palm Springs, so please stay with us for that. Meanwhile, let's take a live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera downtown Palm Springs. Not only are we noticing the clouds out there, Jerry, those tall palm trees blowing in the wind. I know we have a change for the later half of this week that's on the way.
Yeah, give us a couple days. We'll see some rain in Southern California today. Mostly sunny skies, mountain clouds out there. 95 degrees in Palm Springs. Winds calm at the moment. 21% relative humidity. Temps include 86 degrees at Yucca Valley, 96 already at Desert Hot Springs, 95 at Palm Desert. Coachella, 94 degrees. San Gorgonio Pass, 92 at Banning, so 94 at Cabazon. All those numbers a little bit above normal, and we should see a lot of triples in our valley by this afternoon. Now, as far as radar, nothing happening right now, but that'll change as we move into the next couple of days. We're watching some clouds well down to the south over northwest Mexico. That's all moving in our direction. We'll begin to see thicker clouds tomorrow, and especially on Thursday, with that chance of precipitation for Southern California. So no rain for us today. 103 to 108, putting us several degrees above normal. Plenty of sunshine, mountain clouds, and relatively dry air. Dew points in the 50s today, but middle of the day, relative humidity for most of us should be in the teens. Peak temps at around 3, 4 o'clock today, including 103 in Palm Springs, 106 Indio, 108 Rancho Mirage. A wide variety of numbers there, but all above normal. Tomorrow, the clouds begin to build over the area, and our Comfort Air 3-day forecast, 100 degrees. That'll be Palm Springs high on Wednesday. And then the clouds really begin to thicken, and we have a chance of rain. We'll break it down. When will we see the rain? The best chances? How much could we see as far as accumulation? Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Full forecast, including the 7-day, this half hour.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Looking forward to that full forecast. In more local news this morning, the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival for 2026 lineup was just announced late last night. Headliners include Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G. Karol G continues to break records as one of Latin music's most powerful figures, will be the first Latina to headline Coachella's Sunday stage. The festival is next April. The first weekend is the 10th through the 12th. The second is the 17th through the 19th, and passes go on sale this Friday. An active investigation is underway in Whitewater after human remains were discovered Monday night. According to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, the remains were found around 8:45 in the evening near Esparta Avenue and Salton View Road. No other details have been released at this time. Starting tomorrow, Riverside County residents who call 911 with non-life-threatening medical concerns could be connected to a nurse instead of an ambulance. This new 911 nurse navigation program will provide phone consultations in an effort to effectively reduce emergency room visits and free up paramedics for serious emergencies. County officials say trained dispatchers transfer patients to nurse navigators when it's appropriate so they can arrange a clinic appointment or virtual visit with a doctor. The program is a partnership with Global Medical Response, the parent company of AMR, which handles the county's ambulance services. And September is National Preparedness Month. The city of Indio is introducing their citywide emergency alert system. They're encouraging the public to sign up for urgent public safety notifications. Alerts will cover weather, road closures, evacuations, and other emergencies, and it's at no cost. So to get these alerts, you can sign up at www.indio.org/alert. Residents, businesses, and visitors can select receiving those notifications by text, phone call, or email, and they're available in both English and Spanish. This morning, we're shining a spotlight on one young woman who's redefining what it means to be a champion both in and outside of the arena, and a perfect example of Hispanic Heritage Month, which just kicked off this week. Here's NBC Palm Springs' Antonio Marquez.
That's right, Ruby Zamores is changing the world of charreria, Mexico's national sport, similar to American rodeo, involving competitive horsemanship events. And with every title she wins, it's also a reflection of the legacy of her Hispanic culture that she carries with her. She's fierce, focused, and fearless. Ruby Zamores has been riding horses since she could walk, and now she's rising to the top of the traditional Mexican sport known as charreria, a discipline that demands precision, strength, and heart.
Recently this year, I've been able to win 3 titles this year. One was being...
While conquering arenas across the Southwest, Ruby was also conquering the classroom. She just earned her degree in psychology, balancing her education with the demands of competitive riding.
When I was in school, it was a bit of a hassle, kind of just doing school and then coming here and then going to study groups. It was kind of a little mix and match of everything, but I did have a lot of help from my dad.
Ruby also has a purpose, giving back to the community, where she hopes to work alongside her sister to open a mental health practice, focus on breaking the stigma around therapy in the Hispanic communities.
Definitely, it's definitely a different form of therapy, for sure, not just being able to kind of just go to somewhere and kind of just let your emotions out. But yeah, definitely being able just to kind of experience the outdoors, going outside, take a little bit of fresh air.
Ruby plans to obtain her master's degree next year, and for the time being, will continue competing alongside her horse, Pitayo. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, thanks to Antonio for bringing us that story. Still ahead on your midday news, charges expected to be filed today in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. What investigators are revealing, that's right after the break. And we have a live look outside for you. Our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera on this Tuesday morning, that full forecast and more on the chance of rain for the Coachella Valley. That's later on, so stay with us.
say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. Charges are expected to be filed against Tyler Robinson today. He's the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk. NBC's Bofta Yimam has the latest from Washington.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson is expected to face several charges, including aggravated murder in connection with the attack on conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. According to the Washington Post, Robinson appears to have confessed in an online chat not long before turning himself in, writing, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." The Post citing two people familiar with the chat and screenshots. Another possible sign that may be part of the evidence, a text message exchange, says FBI Director Kash Patel.
He had a text message exchange, he the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
The FBI says the suspect is not cooperating, but points out they found the suspect's DNA on two pieces of evidence. While authorities haven't confirmed a motive, the president blames the left.
Looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left.
The Trump administration's effort to find and punish Americans who criticize Charlie Kirk intensifying, including measures to use the federal government to crack down on what the administration called vast domestic terrorist networks.
We are going to use every resource we have at the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and throughout this government to identify, disrupt, dismantle, and destroy these networks.
Back in Utah, classes resume on campus as the suspect remains on special watch status, meaning closer supervision. In Washington, Bofta Imam, NBC News.
Meanwhile, President Trump says he's bringing a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times. The president is alleging defamation and libel and accuses the outlet of being a, quote, virtual mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. He threatened last week to sue the Times after it published articles related to a sexually suggestive note and drawing that was given to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday in 2003 and appears to have been signed by the president. Trump and his aides have denied he was involved in the creation of that note. The Federal Reserve Board meets today at a pivotal time for the panel. It has a new face after last night's Senate confirmation of Stephen Miron. He's replacing a governor who resigned last month. Miron also is keeping his job at the White House, but going on unpaid leave. Many investors expect the Fed to announce a modest quarter-point cut. Meanwhile, economists are sounding the alarm against stagflation. That's the combination of slow economic growth, a rise in unemployment, and inflation. We have a live look outside for you now from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage, where you see the clouds out there. Jerry Steffen's in right after the break. He'll tell us more about our next 7 days. Stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night
A lot of sunshine in Agua Caliente Casino Camp, but we see some fair weather clouds right now. That'll turn into some storms in a couple days. Okay, yesterday we had temps that were near normal. 101 in Palm Springs, 102 is where we should be this time of year, and today we're going to be a little bit above that before the numbers back off again. 89 degrees at Yucca Valley, 93 under mostly sunny skies at Thousand Palms, 95 at Indio at this hour, and winds very light. They'll pick up a little later on today, more so tomorrow, but not that bad. No wind advisories have been posted for the area. Radar, stays clean over Southern California, at least for today. That'll change. We're looking at moisture basically well south of the southwest right now over the Baja Peninsula. That's all moving in our direction, and we'll begin to see some clouds thicken tomorrow, more so on Thursday. Today, 103 to 108, putting us a few degrees above normal. Mostly sunny skies, and again, some mountain clouds with us. 103 today in Palm Springs, but 106 at Indio, 108 today at Palm Desert. So the numbers are going to be above normal before they begin to back off beginning tomorrow. So lots lower to middle 80s for overnight lows tonight under mostly clear skies. Now, we're watching Mario, a tropical storm making its way to the northwest. By the time we move into Thursday, that moisture will be pulled up into the southwest, including Southern California. So hot and humid, that'll be tomorrow for the Coachella Valley. Temperatures close to normal, around that 102 degree mark. But keep in mind, any rain will be late in the day on Wednesday and to our southwest. Now, the ensemble forecast says we may see some light sprinkles late in the day on Wednesday over the Coachella Valley. I think we'll wait until Thursday for our chance of precipitation. But 100 degrees in Palm Springs on Wednesday with thickening clouds, 102 at Palm Desert. But Thursday is the day we have the best shot of precipitation, sandwiched between a low-pressure center spinning in a counterclockwise fashion and a clockwise turning high-pressure center. That will play a role in pulling up that moisture into Southern California. So, yeah, we have a chance of rain moving into Thursday with a little bit of humidity, too, to deal with. The ensemble forecast says maybe up to a third of an inch those 2 days, Thursday into early Friday, more in the mountains, as you can expect. Now, the NOAA forecast breaks it down by day parts. So maybe 0.2 of an inch between 6 a.m. and noon on Thursday, and a little bit more, about 0.3 of an inch between noon and 6 p.m. again on Thursday, and total about 0.3 of an inch on the southeast end of the valley near Indio. And we'll still see some on and off showers moving into early Friday, but not that much. Looks like the best shot will be Thursday morning and afternoon around the Coachella Valley. 93 degrees, that'll be Thursday's high, so clouds will keep temps below normal, and surface moisture moves up as that system moves its way in our direction. Thursday and Friday, dew points in the 60s. Comfort Air, 7-day forecast. 103 today, mostly sunny skies, mountain clouds around us. Clouds thicken Wednesday, a high of 100 degrees. And then the numbers go down, but the rain chances go up. Thursday, best shot of rain. Thursday morning and afternoon, still some light showers possible into Friday morning.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Today's modern world is facing a growing nature deficit. Nearly 2/3 of Gen Z say they can go days without stepping outside. To help change that, Super Natural British Columbia is introducing the Nature Rating, a new tool built on the idea that the more we connect with nature through culture, the more likely we are to seek it out. Here to tell us more is someone who knows adventure better than anyone. She's an author, explorer, a 6-time Guinness World Record holder, and a whole lot more. Vanessa O'Brien. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Gianna. How are you?
I'm great. So tell us a little about this new research and what it found about our connection with nature.
Absolutely. The new research showed that there's a nature deficit today versus in previous years where there is not enough nature in the content that we consume. So that's where we start. What the Nature Rating tool does is it allows us to go online, put in the movies that we're watching, the music that we're listening to, the books that we're reading, and simply it will give us a rating from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most nature and 1 the least. Hopefully we're getting a lot of nature, but if we're not, having that knowledge is power, and being able to make better choices. That rating tool will tell us why it rates the way it does. It'll give us alternatives with more nature and tell us where we can go outside nearby.
And what was the most surprising from this research?
Well, it's interesting. So part of the research says that like 67% of the people are not going outdoors for even a number of days, whereas other parts of the research say that if they can see nature in the media that they consume, that they are inspired by it. So that's a kind of a wow to me and a missed opportunity, because there was a lot of nature-based content when I was growing up, and to think that that's fallen by the wayside a little bit is a little sad and disappointing. If people are inspired by what they're seeing, nature online, and not having it online, and that's proven, through the statistical research that they've undertaken, we need to add it back.
And I know you touched on it a little bit before, but can you explain exactly what the Nature Rating tool is and how it works?
Sure. I always get nature with me with that question, too. I got a little bee next to me flying in. It's an online tool. All it does is very easy to use. You go to thenaturerating.com and you put in the media you are consuming. And by media, it's a broad general term, but we're talking about songs. What are you listening to? Put in the title of the song. If there's a movie that you watched or a TV series that you watched, put in that. Maybe there's a book that you read. Put in the title of that book. And each one, it will score. And it tells us how much nature there is. If it's a low score, well, that's not so great, because we're not getting the nature that people really want to be inspired by. So it might it will suggest alternatives in the same genre, so we can turn around and make better choices. Ultimately, the goal is that if we are inspired by the nature that we see in the content, it will inspire us to live the nature and seek it out in real life.
And where can we go for more information?
Absolutely. You can go to thenaturerating.com. Easy to use, free. You can go up anytime, multiple times, and find out more about the nature that you're consuming.
This has been so great. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Thank you, Gianna.
We'll be right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're at Dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
All right, before we go, here's the story for you. 3 elderly nuns have returned to their former convent in Austria after running away from their nursing home. That's 88-year-old Sister Bernadette, 86-year-old Sister Regina, and 81-year-old Sister Rita. They returned to Salzburg September 4th. The nuns say they were removed from the convent against their will. The archdiocese say that's not the case. They believe it's not safe for them to live there. Well, Austria's national broadcaster reports the building no longer has electricity or running water, but there's supporters of the nuns that are bringing them water and generators so that they can stay at their convent. The sisters also are getting encouragement from their 10,000 plus Instagram followers. So the nuns are Insta famous.
Yeah, nuns on the run, right?
It's like they need a movie about this.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this about me, but my mom's sister is a sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. Maybe she knows
Anyway,
them.
forecast today. We'll see some sunshine, mountain clouds, but temps above normal. 103 for Palm Springs, 108 at Rancho Mirage. Tomorrow the numbers go down, clouds move in. Chance of rain Thursday into maybe Friday.
All righty. More news coming up at 5 and 6 here on NBC Palm Springs. We'll see you then.